I'm a little hesitant. I'm disappointed that I had to get off. And I say had to because I do think I had to. Okay, so this is day 7. Yesterday night, I jumped off Carnivore. Reasons being is because through definitely the afternoon, I was not producing as much milk. My baby had light diapers, and I also just the whole day could not even stomach the thought of eating any more protein, meats, or fats. I tried to eat some ground beef for dinner. I struggled through the first bite. And even just a little bit before then, I think I mentioned I was cooking green beans for the family, and I just ate 1 or 2 raw, uncooked, not raw, but fresh, and just to see if it would help ease my stomach and then maybe give me an appetite for some meat. And the first 1 or 2, I thought, okay, yeah, that's going good.
Who's that?
It's me. And I thought maybe, okay, if I had a couple more, I could actually stomach some meat for dinner. It didn't work.
Can I talk?
It did not work. I actually had no appetite for no food, and that was concerning to me because I knew I was hungry. I knew I was wasting away. It really was like being pregnant in the first trimester and not being able to eat anything. Like I had passed the point of hunger. I was nauseated. And then to boot, I was having all these other symptoms like lightheadedness, dizziness getting up and down, and low energy. And I think even my vision felt fuzzier than usual. So definitely hypotension symptoms. My blood pressure, I never caught it dipping to a official hypotension level, but I was like right on the threshold. And once I started recognizing, okay, you don't have to thrash me with your once I started recognizing, man, this is a lot like first trimester where I knew my body was hungry, but nothing sounded good. Absolutely nothing. Like before I was craving stuff, but now it was just like, I can't even, I couldn't, nothing. And I went ahead and weighed myself, and I was 10 pounds lighter than I was 10 pounds lighter than before I started the carnivore diet. And I didn't really feel it other than I just felt like I was wasting away. Like my clothes feel like they fit pretty well the same. So I hear a lot of people say that they lost water weight in the beginning. I guess that was it. All I could be pushing was electrolytes. I was super thirsty, but I couldn't. Water was just not going in. Guys, I was doing a lot of salt. Like even salty stuff didn't sound good. My body was just had it. So all that being said, I decided that I was going to go ahead and try and eat so I could make milk. Because this guy, he was so thirsty. He was even trying formula from his siblings. And he never does that. I haven't been able to get him to take a bottle. He dislikes formula. I mean, on one hand, I'm like, I was excited that he was taking formula, but on the other, I'm like, he's gotta be thirsty and hungry to be taking this stuff. I better give him a toy. Okay, here you go. So I had to take it slow. I had cut some fresh pineapple that we were all excited about. And so I went ahead and just slowly ate some fresh pineapple. And it took some time for me to get it down, but it went down a whole lot faster than that first bite of meat. Though I couldn't get back past the first bite of meat, I thought I was going to throw up. Even my mom watched me eat it, and she said I looked pathetic. And from after the pineapple, still stuff didn't sound very good. The pineapple was delicious, but it was just like, okay, I got something down. And then after that, I tried to eat some of the green beans I'd cooked. I couldn't do more than a couple. I love them, but I couldn't do it. I even tried again to take a bite of meat. So at that point, I was genuinely like, what am I going to do? How am I going to even eat? Because my body was in shock. So it really took some time for me to figure out what my body was going to accept. I finally just landed on some rice. Because in my mind I was like, okay, maybe I'll just make the leap to paleo. But then nothing else sounded good. I couldn't bring myself to eat anything, and I was like, I need to eat for this guy. And so and then I thought, well, maybe I'll go to keto. But even, nothing. I tell you, nothing. So I tried a bite of rice, and then I was like, okay, screw it. I put soy sauce in the rice and had a couple bites of that. And then from that point, I was like, I think I can do some protein now. So I went ahead and fried myself a couple eggs, put on the rice, put some fish sauce on, and that bowl was glorious. It took a moment for me, like a few bites to get into it, but my body remembered that. An interesting thing is that that is the meal that I survive on when I'm coming out of that nauseated phase of pregnancy, is fried runny eggs over rice and salted. And so I ate that bowl down. I feel like it was my first real meal. Gosh, in that whole day. And my milk started to come in once I started getting some of that food down. And I wanted to eat a second bowl once I got that bowl down. So I am not on carnivore. So I just wanted to list out some of the things that I've noted. Probably the most positive thing I noted being on carnivore was that my bloating went down very quickly. And I feel like my mood kind of stabilized, but it might have been because, I was accomplishing something. I set a goal and I was accomplishing it at the start, which was an encouragement just for me. But then once the fatigue started hitting in, like 3 to 4 days later, and all those other symptoms, my emotional stability started going down. I wanted to cry those past, yesterday and the day before. My husband was being such a great cheerleader, but I just really wanted to cry. I held back the tears. And yeah, today, even after the meal, let me focus on how it was going carnivore. So I wasn't as bloated. I lost 10 pounds of what? I don't know. I don't even know if that was a positive thing. My mood, I think, is not really, I can't base it off of the actual diet. There wasn't enough time to really tell that. Maybe my hands and feet started hurting less, but they still feel weak. I don't know. We'll see. I did note that the pressing on my throat lessened. It's still there. I definitely noticed it. I was thinking about it last night. This morning it's not as bad. And that was after jumping off the bandwagon and eating till I was full. I mean, I felt like I could have eaten double what I ate, but I wasn't sure I'd be better for it. But I definitely was excited to have something to eat that I could eat and make milk. But I didn't, and I felt fine. I didn't feel hungry going to bed. And I don't feel like... I feel stronger. Okay, now I'm rolling into how I feel after having a normal kind of diet food without the junk. Oh. I think he's wanting to nurse. But yeah, I definitely felt better right after starting to incorporate my old foods. And not so lightheaded, felt like I had energy returning, and this was at bedtime last night. And I still went to bed fine. I was tired enough to go to bed, but it didn't feel like a fatigue tired. It just felt like a time for bed tired. I was relieved that some of my milk came back. I don't think I have a ton of it, so I'm tempted to eat oatmeal this morning. I'm a little afraid of that because oatmeal classically is just, it makes me crash. But it's supposed to help with milk supply, so I might see if I can dig out some mother's milk tea instead. I'm debating. I don't want to... I think if I quickly incorporate junk and processed stuff again, I'm going to really suffer for it. So I'm going to try and take it slow. Just eating home-cooked food, good food. And we'll see how it goes. And I think I'll continue this vlog for at least a few more days, maybe a week out, just to see what I've done to my body, how it's going to react further on. Like, are my ailments going to come back in full force? Am I going to get thrashed? I'm a little hesitant. I'm disappointed that I had to get off. And I say had to because I do think I had to get off the carnivore diet. I'm disappointed because I really wanted to see the results. But I think if I'm going to try this diet again, it has to be after I've weaned the baby. And oh, I forgot to add that I think the last 3 days I've been off of my supplements. And so I got off of them because they're so hard on my stomach, and I didn't. I think they make me want to eat more to settle my stomach when I take them. And being on the carnivore, it was wishy-washy when I was going to be eating anyway. I mean, that's my usual, but when I would actually be able to stomach eating. So I didn't want the supplements upsetting my stomach on top of figuring out what I was putting into my belly. And that could have been part of the problem, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to go back on my supplements today. Glad I mentioned that. And we'll see how it goes. Right now, I feel much better. My blood pressure, I feel like is still a little bit low, but still rising into the normal range.
That's your vitamin. It's on your shirt. It's on your shirt.
I'm getting flooded with kids, so I'll continue this another time.